Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to another video. You don't know it's Dems here with you again for another video. Tonight video is a live guys, and we're gonna be talking about a topic that has been floating around in the here a lot, that a lot of persons are concerned about, a lot of persons have been wondering about. What is my opinion on this topic? Moving to Canada is a big deal for a lot of persons, but there's so many videos going around right now on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, where persons are discouraging persons from coming to Canada. Um, what do I think about this topic? We're gonna be talking about it a little bit, of course, sharing my own experience, from my own point of view, and you guys feel free to join in the conversation as well. You know what, guys? If you want to become a part of the conversation, there's a link that you can click and come into the stream, and we can talk about it and have some, constructive dialogue around the topic. Moving to Canada, don't move to Canada, or should you move to Canada? That's the topic that we're going to be talking about tonight. Please, if you're here, thank you guys for being here. Don't hesitate to hit that like button as soon as you rock into the stream. Come on into the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. If you guys are new here, my name is Dems. I'm a Jamaican who migrated to Canada. Back in 2019, I came as an international student, and my wife came as a temporary foreign worker, and my daughter at the time visitor's record or visitor's permit. Now we've been through our immigration processes. We're now permanent residents of Canada, and we live in the beautiful province of Alberta, small town Grande Prairie. That's where we're living now. People have different opinions based on where they live, and we're going to be talking about it. What is Canada like right now for an immigrant, a new immigrant, a temporary person? Is it worth it? Should you move to Canada? Is it a bad decision to move to Canada? Will you regret it? Those are a lot of questions that a lot of persons have been asking me to talk about. And in this video, I'm just going to be sharing my own opinion. What do I think about this topic? And what do I think about Canada in general? Now, welcome to everybody on the stream. Again, guys, as soon as you come into the stream, please don't hesitate to smash that like button. It really helps out the stream a whole lot. Really appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Now, I'll begin this conversation by saying, guys, that Canada is the second largest country in the world. The only country that's larger than Canada is Russia, right? The size of Canada is massive. And I just want to start with that so you guys have an idea of how big the country is. Now, each province, Canada has 9 provinces. Let's call them out to see if I remember them. Ontario, British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Quebec, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Prince Edward Islands, I think it's 10. Prince Edward Islands, and you have the Northwest Territories and Yukon as well. Now, each province and territory is almost like its own country. It's almost like its own little demi-country where it has its own rules, regulations, and way of doing things. Similarly, each province has its own cost of living, its own minimum wage, its own job market, its own housing market. Each province has its own, right? So, with that being said, a lot of persons, most of the persons that I have noticed that are doing videos, discouraging persons are sharing probably their negative experiences about Canada, primarily live in Ontario, more so Toronto or the GTA area. Now, does that paint a clear reflection of the entire Canada? I say a resounding no. A lot of these persons who are making this content, they choose to live in an area that is very expensive. And I just want to put that into context. Now, Ontario is also a big province. And outside of the GTA area, there's many other small towns, many other communities that immigrants can go and settle and have a fulfilling life that is not as expensive as how it is in the GTA. And that just might be the videos that I am coming across where the persons who are predominantly sharing their experience are living in Toronto or the GTA area. I see people crying, I see people discouraging people of the highest hierarchy to say, hey, don't come to Canada. And as somebody who migrated to Canada, myself, living in the country, I'm not gonna lie, Canada is not how it was when I just came, but Canada is still better than my home country, which is Jamaica. And I say that to say that everything has to be contextualized. Where you live is very important, right? Where you live is very, very important. Where you choose to live is also very important. Now, if you choose to go and live in an area that you know is very expensive, that you know housing is limited, then you have no one to blame but yourself. But you cannot blame an entire country or to singularize it and say that the entire country is in a crisis just because you or all those persons choose to live in the most expensive parts of Canada. Now, what I tell anybody who is thinking of coming to Canada is one simple message: choose where you go very wisely. Where you go can make or break you. And I've seen that factually. A lot of persons have moved to Canada, and because they think that anywhere they go in Canada, they'll have the same opportunity and everything will be the same regardless of where they go. But the truth of the matter is that's not the case. Now, where you go can make or break you. And moving to a new country, taking it upon yourself, moving to a new country should have a positive end result. You don't want to go through this pain, stress, and all the tribulation that comes with migrating, only to be placed in a situation that's worse off than where you're coming from. So don't move to somewhere very expensive. Move to somewhere that you can transition. Okay. Good night, chosen by God. I see you in the chat, Nicole Duke. Thank you so much for watching. I see Shavinia. I see Mona. I see Shanake Garden. Thank you guys for being here, guys. Please, if you're here, drop a comment. Let me know that you are here. Don't be a silent watcher. It really helps out the stream. Smash a like on the stream as well. And share it so other persons can become a part of the conversation. And again, guys, if you are in Canada and you want to become a part of this conversation, you can do so by clicking the link that's pinned in the comments. It take you in. You don't have to show your face. We can just have a conversation. Equally, if you guys have any questions and you want to come into the stream, you can come on without sharing your face. You can turn off your video. Just click on the link, take you in, and we can have a conversation about the whole thing. What do you guys think? Do you guys still think your migration dream is as live as it was? Or do you guys think that Canada is no longer the country that people are painting it out to be? What do you guys think? I'm really interested to hear your feedback. Drop it in the chat. Let me know. Interact with me. And as I said, if you want to come into the stream, whether you want to show your face or not, it's totally up to you. I'd love to have a chat with some of you guys just to see what you guys are thinking, right? I see so many people. I see Kemish Marsh. Thank you for being here. Andre Gard, enough respect from Jamaica. Keep up the good work. I see Joseph Woodgate deleted his comment, but I'm sure he's gonna come back. He said educational forum as always. Alberta and Saskatchewan are the two. Exactly. Now, I'm living in Alberta, and I have noticed that there are some places in Alberta that's more expensive than some. Now, where I'm living is in Grand Prairie. Now, Grand Prairie is or was considered a safe haven when I just came, and for the years that I've been here, things have been relatively affordable. However, because of inflation, things are definitely getting more expensive. To include grocery, we do tons of grocery vlogs on our channel. You guys know this. Groceries are getting more expensive. Housing costs is getting more expensive, and also access to housing is becoming more limited. Now, it's still cheaper than places like Calgary, which is a big city, because what you have in like Calgary is a mass migration of persons from other parts of Canada, GTA to be exact, moving over to Alberta because the cheap housing, as it's called. However, what that is causing housing prices to go up. So things are definitely on the rise. However, there are things that's being done right now that we see in the media that the government is trying to do to kind of cool the housing market and the cost of living a little bit. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that those measures are effective, especially the speak of a cap and the amount of international students that come into the country? Do you guys think that that will help? What do you guys think? Let me know. I see Christy says, hello, good night. Abigail says, please advise, how do you help someone come into Canada to rent a place? Now, what I would suggest that you do is to, first thing first, again, it depends on where you're going. There are some parts of Canada that housing is very limited. So they're going to ask you for an arm and a leg before deciding to rent you that property. With that being said, all things considered, if you're going somewhere where there's housing available, I would suggest that you try to reach out to the property management of just look on Google properties that's available, call the property management directly and speak with them. Let them know that you're coming temporarily and you're looking somewhere to rent, whether on a month to month, a 1 year or 6 months, and what it is that you need to do. And they oftentimes will advise you. So don't just rely on sending in the application. Reach out to the persons and see if they can assist with that. All right. Abel says, good evening, family. Good evening, James. Blessings. Joseph says, Alberta and Saskatchewan are the two best economical places to move to. Grande Prairie is number one of the best cities to live in also. Basta blank for Joseph. 100% agree. Grande Prairie is a fantastic place to live, and Saskatchewan is very affordable as well. But that being said, it's not really attractive. A lot of persons are attracted to the big city, the limelight, the movie lifestyle. If that's what you want, that's fine, but just know that it's gonna cost. All right, just know that it's gonna cost a pretty little penny. Know them. They need to say avoid Ontario, Canada. I wouldn't say avoid Ontario. I wouldn't say avoid Ontario. I would say avoid Toronto and the GTA. That's what I would say. And avoid places like, and it's probably gonna seem a bit wrong to say, but avoid Brampton, avoid Brantford, avoid places like those because they are very overpopulated, and also the job market is so stiff over there right now. So unemployment is on the rise. So I see a video the other day on the internet where there was a job fair in Brampton, and it was almost like I was back in Jamaica. There was an excessive long line of persons applying for a minimum wage job. So please choose wisely where you go. No, Northern Ontario is not bad. Markham, different places. I know persons there living personally, and every store has a we're hiring sign. Oshawa, so many different places. So it's all about where people go. But people are attracted to what they hear, what they see, and stuff like that. And then when they get there, they realize that things are pretty tough. And then they probably try to move to a smaller town. Don't make that mistake. Just do it right the first time. Canada right now is definitely getting more expensive. However, where you choose to go make a significant difference. All the persons who are crying in their car saying that country is burning down and persons telling other immigrants not to come, look where they're living. I can guarantee you that 99% of those persons are living in the GTA area. How many of those persons are living in Grande Prairie, Alberta? For example. Abigail says, thank you. Matt says, there. Blessings. Simple Curry says, I hate the light that is being painted. I hate the light that's being painted of late. Okay, you know what? That is why I am here to let people know that Canada changed my life. And would I go back to Jamaica to live permanently? Probably in the future when I don't know what the future holds. But for now, Canada is where my blessings are. Canada has transformed my life, and my family and everybody who's here with me right now can attest that this is the best decision that we have ever made for our life. Our lives has been transformed. Now, if anybody who's thinking of migrating to Canada, I would say absolutely do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. That's what I would say, guys. Nicole says, what about St. John job market? I don't know much about it, to be frank. But I know the Atlantic provinces are also on the rise. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, and Labrador. I think they have a very active job market, meaning that jobs are relatively available. Depends on your skill set, of course. You should probably check it out. Again, choose where you go very wisely because St. John is the capital. Is it? Yeah, I think so. But you can check it out, right? Whitby too, exactly. Savannah says, if someone was to visit, what would be your recommendation in terms of hotel? Visit Grande Prairie. I don't really have an opinion where that is concerned. It's like the same different smell kind of thing. All of them offer the same things. None of them really is unique, and the price point is pretty much similar. It's not the idea of hotel here is not the same idea of hotel back in the Caribbean or a resort or a touristic area. It's really just a bed and breakfast. So I would say find the cheapest one because they all give you the same thing: a bed, TV, place to shower, and that's it. Really. Um, Good night, cuz. Good night, chosen. Matt says, "What about Winnipeg? Winnipeg is definitely populated with a lot of. Well, to be frank, what I've heard, I haven't seen it for myself. I've heard that Winnipeg has a big drug problem right now, like most other places in Canada. But there is definitely opportunities there as well to explore, right? Would you recommend renting a house or an apartment? It depends on your budget. It depends on your family size. It depends on your convenience level, what you're looking for. Now, I've lived in a house, I've lived in an apartment, and there's convenience to both. Like, for example, living in an apartment, underground parking, just certain things is easier. Living in a house, it's more because even if you're renting a house, there's still more responsibilities with renting a house than renting an apartment. So it just all depends on your budget and what exactly you're looking for, right? An apartment is very convenient. You pay less utilities, um, and a lot more different factors. Um, I appreciate you them for speaking on this issue and encouraging others to make the move. Just choose wisely. That's what I would say. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Choose wisely. Um, as expensive as BC is, you don't see anyone over there making those stupid videos discouraging people. And BC is expensive. I'm not, yeah, especially Vancouver. Avoid it. Take the next side of Canada, right? Take the next side of Canada. But BC is expensive, but people are still living, and people are not really complaining. I mean, people complain because things are really expensive. I'm not gonna lie, but it's still better. It's still cheap. Just the other day, Canada was ranked the number two or second best country in the world to live. That's because of safety, peace of mind, um, employment, so many things. Like the persons who are complaining, I can guarantee you that 99% of them have a job. Now, whether or not that job covers all their bills is subjective based on where they live. However, there are countries that persons can't even get a job. People can't get a job in so many countries, right? So in other words, their issues could have been so much worse, where they could be sending out resumes for months, for years, and can't get a job. No, their issue is they have a job, but the mortgage rate is high. Oh, they have a job, but they have to pay a couple extra for food. Oh, I can't eat out as much as I want to, which I understand, and I'm not gonna judge and say that different things. Everyone mental health is different. However, there's real issues in other countries. There's the issue of crime, which is start even get down that road. There's the issue of poverty. There's the issue of corruption. There's so many other issues that's facing other countries. How can a Jamaican who migrate to Canada tell a Jamaican not to migrate? I cannot understand. How can a Jamaican living in Jamaica, knowing the system, knowing how the country is, migrate to Canada and then have the heart to look back and tell another Jamaican not to migrate? There's not a poverty problem here in Canada. There's not an unemployment problem to the most part. There's not a there's crime, but there's not a crime epidemic like what in Jamaica. So how can somebody say, hey, don't give your family a better life? Don't give your family a better chance of life, a better peace of mind? How? And people, listen, don't listen to them. That's all I would say where that is concerned. I'm sorry, I've been neglecting the chat, guys. Please feel free to smash a like on the live if it is that you guys are enjoying the reasoning. Throw your comments in the comment box. If you guys want to come into the stream, just click that pinned comment. And of course, I'd be happy to chat with you guys. You don't have to turn on the camera. You can turn off your camera and then we can talk about it. All right. Now, where am I in this chat? I think this is from Simply Kerry. I think some persons didn't research properly, so now they're struggling. That is true. And you know what else as well? A lot of persons choose somewhere that is familiar based on like not many people here of different places in Canada outside of Vancouver, Toronto, Calgary, different places like those. So they choose somewhere that is familiar to them, even if they haven't been there. And for example, from Jamaica to Toronto is just 3.5 hours. So a lot of persons say, hey, it's close to home. I haven't and stuff like that. So I get it. I do get it. And another reason why people choose those areas is because they have a family member or a friend who live there and say, hey, come on, I'll take care of you. I'll support you. I'll help you to integrate. And then when they get there, the family member, the friend, all of them people disappear and then they're on their own. And that's just the reality of things, right? What I would say, guys, is to if it is that you even have a family member or a friend in these expensive places, be able to survive on your own, just the same, right? Just in case, cause we know some family members switch like the weather, like as soon like the weather out the door, you don't like the weather, give it a minute. Some family members change so frequently, so please be sure to be able to can sustain yourself in the event that your family member switch up on you. With that being said, um, thank you. Boy, cause it look like my fingers too big. Can't click the link a backside. What? I'm gonna share it again. I'm gonna share the link again. For anybody who want to come and be a part of the conversation, I'd be happy to have a chat with you guys on camera. You don't have to turn on the camera, you can mute your camera, come into the stream and let's have a chat about it. Whether you agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. It's all about sharing perspective and sharing opinions so other persons can learn and other persons can benefit. All right. That's what it's all about, guys. If you go back to the top of the comment, you'll see the pin link. Just click on it. I was trying to share it, but it's not allowing me to share it again. Try out something new, guys. Try out something new. So, you know how it is. Just go back to the top. Go back to the top of the comment, guys. And about that, let me try and share it again. Let me try something else. Them's being innovative. Hold on. Nats is usually the in-house tech support, by the way, in case you guys don't know. Nats is the in-house tech support. And she is nowhere to be found right now. So I'm figuring it out. No, that not gonna work. Yeah. So let's go back to the top of the chat and see if I can click on the link. And it should take you right into the stream. Okay? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Where am I in the chat? Sorry about that, guys. I was trying to figure that out. But that didn't work out. So now let's go back to the chat. Okay. So Chrissy Williams says, I moved here for my daughter and I am now able to give her the opportunity to go to university. Something I did not see myself doing even after working in Jamaica for over 20 years. Do it for your kids. Yo, smash a like on the live for Chrissy Williams. Be art nuance upon that for that comment there. You understand? Listen, if not for yourself, do it for your kids. That's what I'd say. Because opportunities that exist in a country like Canada, you'll never get in a country like Jamaica unless you have a rich auntie, a rich uncle, or you're born with gold spoon. But some of us who didn't even born with a boat spoon, or even a spoon, right? So listen, do what you have to do, man. O'Neill says, Dems, I need more help. I want to move, but I am not sure how and where to start. Where do I start? I am a degree holder in accounting, been a manager for over 10 years, married with a 10-year-old son. O'Neill, it sounds like you need to book a one-on-one with them. If it is that you guys don't know, click on the calendar link. It allows you to book a one-on-one. And I'd be happy to chat with you using my experience, of course. Not an immigration consultant, affiliate lawyer, none of the sort, but I've been through the process and I'd be happy to give you some direction on where you can start. All right? Book a one-on-one, man, and let's talk about it. Nicole Duke says, it is true that visitor visa can change into PR in Saskatchewan within 3 months or Alberta. Now, it can change in Alberta if it is that if you become a part of the rural renewal stream. If you get an employer who's already approved. I'm not so sure about Saskatchewan, to be honest. I do more research on that one. Rise and Strive says Grand Prairie doesn't have much job either. Tons of jobs in Grand Prairie. You just have to have a work permit already. That's just how it is, right? So what I find is that it's very difficult. I don't think it's just in Grand Prairie. I think anywhere at all in Canada, if you don't have a work permit, it's gonna be a challenge to get a job offer. But if you already have a work permit, there's so many jobs in Grand Prairie. I don't know what Nicole, no, not Nicole, what Rise and Strive is saying that there's not much job opportunities. Every other store have a we're hiring sign. Even in my bank right now, we need people like crazy. There's so many people. There's so many places that's hiring. Some people get job offer and it's in BC, but like in the country areas, you have to do what you have to do. Short term pain, long term gain, right? I say the same damn thing. Tell them to come home then. Exactly. None of them are going yet. None of them. I'm sorry for all the English speakers. All the persons who are discouraging persons from coming to Canada, none of them are leaving. Not one of them leaving. Promise you guys. None of them leaving. Oh, Keisha, blessed. I see you. I see you. I see you. At the stage.
Them so try me there, try it out. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Hold on. Remove from stage. Okay. Guys, trying out something new. Trying out something new. Think it's definitely a work in progress. Keisha,
Yeah, I was just trying it out to see if it would work, but it did.
it did work. I know you are live with them.
Yeah.
How's it going?
So, huh?
Well, go on.
Yeah, man, things good. Me just, she said it up on live, so I said, me just log on and I hear what you say.
Of course, man. Keisha, should anybody migrate to Canada? Yes or no?
Absolutely, yes. That's a huge yes. If it is that you're having some doubts, um there, just do your research. Just do your research and talk to people that is already here, persons that is, already on the journey, we can guide you, because a lot of times, once you have that guidance, it kind of give you more confidence to push out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, me totally agree. Say, if it is that is something that you're thinking about, just go ahead and make the move, right? I'll suggest also that, not bother wait too long, because we know that there's an upcoming election coming. We don't know how things are gonna look when it comes down to people coming to Canada, as though it is now. Things may tighten up as in the past. So, just don't delay. Just don't delay if you want to come. Just put everything where you need to put in place and just get it done. Whatever stream you need to use, you just explore it, link up with somebody where already trod the journey, that is willing to share their experience, because it's not everybody that is here is willing to share their experience with you. Some people like really, really selfish when it comes on to that, right? But you have some people, them will just make you know exactly step by step, how to get it done. And I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
it works. It works. So just
It
link up
worked.
with any,
And if you guys don't know who Keisha is a Jamaican who migrated to the Northwest Territories. I'm not sure what she was smoking or what she was drinking when she made that decision.
Mhm.
But she is a
Yeah.
Jamaican senior nurse living in the
Mhm.
Northwest Territories and a very good friend of mine personally. And she's going to be moving to the number one province eventually, which is Alberta, in case you guys are a little bit confused. But when everything is in line and everything is okay and everything is focused. Now, Keisha, I was talking about pretty much the videos that persons are sharing right now that says Canada is going through that pretty much that Canada is burning down and nobody should move to Canada, and Jamaicans especially should think of going to the US or UK before coming to Canada. What do you think about those persons sharing those videos?
Well, what I get from a lot of those videos, cause sometimes when my eye gland have nothing to do, cause me not gonna really have my precious time really listen to them, cause it just don't make sense most of them, right? But anyway, sometimes I may have some little time for listen to them. But what I recognize is that a lot of them, they make some bad decisions, and then bad decision put them into situations where they find themselves in, and
Mm-hmm.
them just think that, oh, the whole of Canada. It doesn't even make sense, right? We keep on saying to people that when you're coming to Canada, it is very important for you to choose wisely where you go, right? If you decide to you come to Canada and you're going to go to one part of Canada where costs of living way over the roof and you can't find a way to live, you can't find job because of your competition, and you still want to go there because, oh, it is close to Jamaica. Well, are your business that? Right? So you
Yeah.
need to go to places that if it is that you just are gonna start your journey, it is good to start into a small place. But tell anybody that don't go to the bigger cities. You're not gonna survive it. It is not possible. It is very, very difficult. Right? When I come to Canada, we go to one far place back in a Newfoundland and Labrador with 2,000 people. When we left Newfoundland and Labrador, we come to one far place again in Northwest Territory with 700 people. You hear me? That's so me move. You understand? Me no go on no big city because me there Jamaica all my life in a big old hustle and bustle of Kingston. You understand? Me no need to come to Canada in a big hustle and bustle. Me done with that. Me
Done
come
with
to
that.
Canada to make my life better. You understand? Make my life better and when they create a legacy for my children and my grandchildren and my great grandchildren. And that me come to Canada for do. Me no come to Canada for glitz and glamour. Me no have no time for that. You understand?
No time
So
for that.
so much. No, some people come, them want go the big city and want go big city and me want that is for the business, but una can't. So we never want, una can't. So we never want, right?
All
No
right.
one,
One more one in
over.
there one. We tell them
So
morning, noon,
every
and night. So listen,
them
it's so tough in other places, but they're
it
not
is
listening.
hard.
But tell me a little bit about, like, somebody asked a question, what is the Northwest Territory? No, it's not what is, but it's where is the Northwest Territory.
It's
So
not
Northwest Territory is a part of Canada. It's not a province, it's a territory, and it's
totally.
the northmost part of the country. Now,
Mm-hmm,
Keisha, you're living in the
mm-hmm.
Northwest Territory. Is there a demand for people in your territory?
That is an understatement. But nobody no want to come here. Nobody want to come to the Northwest Territory because number one, it's far. Number two, a winter, it really cold because we can go like -59, right? We have some period where there's pure night, really it's daytime, like December and January, it's dark, right? If you do see little light, maybe for only like 2 hour. And then in the summertime now, we have straight daylight, like 24-hour daylight. So it the place kind of different still, and it kind of hard for you kind of adjust. But for me, it all boils down to your mindset and what you
Mm-hmm.
want, right? So it no matter the condition, it no matter what is going on. You have a goal, you have a dream, and no matter what go on, and that you go keep your eye upon, and that you go forward to. So for
That is
me,
it.
me stood there for 5 years. And every time I tell them, say, oh my God, oh, you survived that. This couple months from now, 5 years. And every day I talk about him, I feel so good because I say, Keisha, you do it. You do it when a lot of people, when I tell people, say, I'm not a storyteller, me I leave and I come, everybody ask me if me a mad somebody. Them say, is something wrong with you? Are you crazy?
But
But
you have
them
a
are
goal, you have a plan, and your goal is to
have a
create a
plan.
future and a legacy, if not for yourself, for your kids and for your kids and kids,
Exactly.
and break the
Them are,
generational curses and all of them things
let,
there. So,
let,
it
me,
no
let
matter
me tell
which
you,
part.
it no matter which part. Let me tell you something, man. Anytime you are gonna do something in a life, and everybody think you're mad and think you're crazy, do it anyway. That is gonna be the best decision you ever make in your life, and brother, are the best decision we make when we decide to make come a Northwest Territory. I don't regret it, not even for a day. Because you see, when at the winter time, although it is really cold, we just make sure we have a proper coat. Me have to make sure so me have good gloves. I mean, really, me not work outdoors, so it don't really matter to me. Me just come out of
Yeah,
my house, go in my vehicle, drive where me I go, come out, go
go
in my
about your
workplace.
business.
When we're done, so it's not like some me I work outdoors, so the elements are bother me. The elements not bother me, right? So it is what it is. But me would encourage anybody look to the Northwest Territory. There's a lot of job opportunities here, guys. Don't just think about the big city and this and that. You may not have to come way in a little far place for me there. The capital is Yellowknife. There's a lot of job in a Yellowknife. Just doing research. Northwest Territory pay the most in Canada. Northwest Territory pays the most in Canada. I repeat, Northwest Territory pays the most in Canada. That's all I'm gonna say now. I'm just gonna leave it right
And
there.
and I'm
So the
nodding
guys get that.
because Keisha is right. Northwest Territory pays the most in Canada, right?
Yep.
And the weather, even though Keisha make it sound really horrible, it's not really that much worse than Alberta and weather. So if you're planning to come to Alberta, you can live in Northwest Territory.
Yep. Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much. Yep.
That's
Pretty
what it
much.
is.
But it's
Anyways,
isolated and people now go and come. But me just encourage people, persons on the
hmm
live that is planning to come to Canada, just take advice from people who are here, people who dep on the journey already. It's very important to because if me go up at the bottom, if me go at the bottom of the water and somebody tell me to shot down there, me not go want to go down there. So that means it's very good for you to listen to other person's experiences. You
that's
understand?
right.
Some people them don't want to hear, them want to do what them want, do what them want. You understand? And then when they meet up in a problem, them start fuss for Canada. And Canada don't have nothing to do with them and them bad decision, you know?
Nothing. I saw, I saw, I
Them,
saw. And that is why I decided to do this live because I wanted people to hear from persons who are already here. What is our experience like? Do we regret it? Do we encourage anybody else to do it? And guys, no, I did not pay Keisha to come on the live and tell you guys these things. I did
no,
not pay her. This is 100% her experience. So
exactly.
it's not. It's not. I'm not the one who's like dictating what she says. This is her experience and the
Mm-hmm.
experience of millions of other immigrants.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so many people. I've never met a single person since being in Canada who said that I regretted coming to Canada and I'm going back home. Not one.
No, me too. Never. Me never meet a person yet. I'm yet to meet that person. You understand? I'm
Exactly.
yet to meet that person.
I've
Yep,
yet to
yep.
meet that person.
Me say
Anyways,
them are
Keisha,
to the way
blessings.
me really.
Big up yourself. I don't know. It's always a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you for coming
Yeah, because I
on.
know we can chat to the whole night. Yeah, man.
Hey,
All right,
listen.
take care.
I was talking to Nats. I think it was the other day when you and I spoke, Keisha, and
Mm-hmm.
you and I were on the phone for 45 minutes, right? And I'm saying Nats. So don't say, oh, I talked to Keisha earlier today. And we speak for like 55 minutes. So she's like, "What we not talk about so much?" So, Massa is like almost like every day you and I speak is like we got like close to an hour.
Yeah, what?
Because it's just the
Always
reasoning and just the connection and just the positive
yeah,
vibration and
positivity,
Kisha, you know the things that
positivity. True.
man have to say
Yeah,
bag of
man.
things.
No, 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 no. All right, let's do that, so Papa. We'll talk.
Yeah man, cool, we link, all
Yeah,
right.
man. Take care. Yeah, man. All right, bye.
Yes guys, so that was Keisha living over there in the cold territory of Northwest Territory. Let's get into these comments. Sorry guys if I've been ignoring them. Okay, so there's so many comments. I really appreciate the comments, guys. Don't hesitate to throw it in. And guys, you can support the Andersons by liking the streams, subscribing to the channel, sharing even this live. That's a fact. That's a very easy way to support us. Share some content so that other persons can see that you know what Canada is not as bad as people is making it out to seem. Right? If you want to become a member, you can definitely become a member by clicking the join link. If it is that you want to connect with me on a one-on-one, you can click on the calendar link, and that allows you to book a one-on-one. And we'll definitely share our experience in a way that is beneficial to you guys. We're not immigration consultant, I swear. I promise you guys, I promise. I'm not an immigration consultant, affiliate lawyer, or anything of the sort. All right. Wow, I missed so many comments. Okay, so it says, what is a good starting salary to negotiate? Depends on where you're at. Sue says, I agree, them. I'm not listening to nobody who discourages people from migrating. Unrealism says, good night, everyone. Big up them's number one. Bap, bap. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Navlet Jones says, true, true. Rise and Strive says, it's not always like that. People are still given job opportunities in Toronto. It all depends. Everyone's story is different. Everyone's story is different. 100%. Everyone's journey is different. We're just talking about a specific situation, though, where persons are discouraging persons from coming to Canada. That's what we're speaking about. And being an immigrant myself, I would never, ever, ever move to the GTA area with those ridiculous prices, especially after living in Grande Prairie, Alberta. Unless you're a millionaire and have a rich auntie or a rich uncle, or money is not an issue. But if money is your issue, that's what we're saying. Good night, I'm late. Manda's kitchen, better to be late than absent. Chosen says, good night, madam. Simply Care says, low. Sue says, the worst thing to me is when people telling others not to go to Canada, meanwhile they are still living in Canada. They're not going anywhere. Basil says, hello, Dems, providing useful information as usual. I appreciate you, Basil. I felt that comment. As long as you have a goal in mind and stay focused, you will make it 100%. Where is that link? The link is the first comment. So I know it's a lot of comments, but just go all the way up to the top. Click on that link, and it will bring you in. All right. And we have a Armstrong.
Hey, Dems. So I
Wagwan.
wanted to good night, man. Thanks for accepting me. So as I said before, I will schedule. I found a link below the YouTube videos. I will schedule the actual session with yourself or your wife. However, I wanted to ask the lady who was on before, who said she was in the Northwest. I wanted to give her a typical example to see, for example, because I just googled jobs in Northwest, and the wages indeed are exceptional. But I have also heard that taxes are extremely high. I wanted to ask her, if you earn, for example, typically $70,000, what's it like after tax and what the typical living expenses are, just to make a financial comparison. Because if you leave Jamaica, for example, you would want to think that it's going to allow you now to once and for all begin to be able to save and to even take care of your mother who's left here, stuff like that. You don't want to leave and then it's the same financial struggle, for want of a
And
better
that's
term.
and that's a very good question. That's a very, very good question. And hopefully Keisha is still on. I'd love if she can come back on and just address that um directly, because I have an opinion, but I don't live there, so I can't tell you like exactly what it's like.
And if you
But
don't, I
from
mean,
my
if you can't find Keisha, you can offer because you're pretty much in Grand. Where are you again?
I'm in Grand Prairie.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty much similar because I've been toying with this idea for some time. I toyed with the idea of registering my wife at school and then getting myself a work
Hmm.
permit. And then I'm not sure if that's the way to go. Honestly, I don't know where to start, and so I think maybe that session with you would probably help because I'm not sure. One, I'm scared of the prospect of bad weather, and two, I'm scared of a financial disaster. There's just an uncertainty that is crippling. So you don't want to jump and then it's like jumping out of the frying pan and jumping in the fire. Yeah. So
First thing first, thank you so much for coming on, and I think you're asking the right questions. I think the questions you're asking are questions that a lot of persons are contemplating as well. So, my opinion of let me tell you the Northwest Territories first, right? Now, the Northwest Territory is one of the north. Well, it says the north. It's very north. And being
yeah,
north, it means that it's located like right beside the North Pole. I'm not even
going
lying. It's
going to
like
Alaska,
very
eh?
cold. But however, because of the weather, the government of Canada or the government of the Northwest Territory encourages people to come there by giving more money, and they don't pay more taxes. So the taxes that they pay in the Northwest Territories are pretty similar to even in Alberta. So their take home is a lot more than what they would take home if they're living in another province. Cost of housing, relatively affordable, just the same. Now, I've known other persons who lived in the Northwest Territories even for a short period of time. Other immigrants who have been able to do phenomenal things, just because of the income that they're earning in the Northwest Territories. You will not earn more anywhere else than in Canada than in the Northwest Territory. Earn, and by earning I mean what you will take home in your pocket, right? Now, in terms of um jobs and availability, because of the weather, a lot of persons, and because it's very far, a lot of persons don't choose to migrate to the Northwest Territory. Now, that's an opportunity, right? That's an opportunity for persons who want to migrate. That's a real and a realistic path. That's a legitimate way that you can migrate, right? Um, Want to join but can't find the link. Keisha, go all the way up top, all the way up to the top of the chat, all the way up to the top of the chat. Just scroll all the way up to the top of the chat and you see the link and then it takes you back in. I don't know how to reshare it as yet. I'm using multiple devices, so I don't want to do anything and then kick off the entire stream. Now, talk about Alberta, for example.
Yes.
Now, Alberta is becoming more and more expensive daily. When I just moved to Grand Prairie, it was a lot more affordable than what it is right now. And housing availability is very, it's getting very tough right now, but it's still not as bad as a lot of other places. Now, in terms of making the right decision, I get where you're coming from. However, it all depends on the job that you get. It all depends on where you go. It all depends on your expenses. So there's a number of other factors to consider, right? So we can't get into everything right now because it will be a long, long, long session. But what I will say is that when you connect with me, we can probably go into more details and break down stuff for you guys to have a more realistic and factual idea of what things are like. But for now, I think that's all I can share right now. Just because we have a lot of things going on right now, and then we can't like go into in depth into all of that conversation right now.
I understand. I know, the thing I tried to look at the thing a while ago to make the schedule, but the link to pay, is it only Skype that you accept? I'm very skeptical about credit cards on the internet. You don't have PayPal?
We can talk about that afterwards.
Yeah,
Definitely, you can shoot me
because
an email
I
or shoot me a message on Instagram, and we can talk about that afterwards.
yeah, I will
But
because
yeah,
I don't feel comfortable with Stripe.
no, I get it. I understand, but we can talk about that afterwards. All right?
Perfect.
Yeah, man, cool. Enough respect, you know. Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming in and asking some very useful questions. All right?
I'm gonna appreciate it, man. And we talk. Thank you.
Yeah, man, cool. Guys, yo, I love the live tonight. So many people is just rolling into the stream. I appreciate you guys, because of course we have Laverne. We have Laverne coming into the stream right now. Laverne, what going? Oh, Keisha says it's not, it's not bringing her up to the top. And while we wait on Laverne to come into the stream, guys, we're just gonna go into some of this chat. Good night, everyone. First time here on this platform, and also first time in Canada for visiting. Been here for 2 weeks today. I like it here. What is the best option you recommend? Where are you in Canada? Where are you in Canada? I wanted to give him some info, but next time, definitely next time, Keisha. Or you know what? I'll be connecting with him, so you can share it with me, and I can share it with him. Food is very expensive in Northwest Territory. Everything has to be flown over. You're paid well. Thank you, Basil. Laverne Anderson Garden. I'm trying to add you to the stream, but it seems like your internet is lagging. That's what I'm afraid of, forcing my husband and then end up blaming me for tough times. Oh man. I looked on reputable real estate websites and seen plenty houses in GTA for 500K. Yeah, but the same house in Alberta is gonna cost you 200K. right? So it's really tomatoes. Say paying 500K for a 200,000 house, right? So 500,000 house in Alberta is actually on the higher end. It's very expensive. That's actually on the higher end in Alberta, in Grand Prairie for sure. Definitely in Grand Prairie, right? So 500,000 in the GTA is probably cheap for GTA, but expensive in somewhere else. Them and nuts convert me and my husband definitely will be visiting soon. Well, I'm happy to hear that, guys. But I think all of Canada is cold. Yeah, but there's some places that are warmer than some. That's just how it is. Cause the country is big, right? So some places get more snow, some places get less, some places get less snow. Some places are more cold, some places are more. It depends. Guys, if you're here and you haven't liked the stream as yet, please just take a second and hit that like button. It really helps me out. Guys, if you're here for the first time, if you're seeing this face for the first time, or if you have been seeing this face and you haven't subscribed as yet, please take a second and just hit that subscribe button. It really, really helps out the channel. How soon can we get to 10,000 subscribers? Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Drop a comment. Keep it coming. We're gonna be here for just another couple more minutes. And also, guys, share this stream so other persons can see what living in Canada is really like. Don't rely on a 30-second TikTok video or a 30-second Instagram reel for you to paint a picture and then not give yourself or your kids the best opportunity in life, right? So definitely check it out, guys. Definitely, definitely, definitely check it out. Dems, can you say what is the prospect of IT jobs are like in Grand Prairie? I probably do a video about that very soon, actually. Items, good night. Final catch alive. You have got plenty of live, Joel. Thank you though. No problem. There's a need to go back up. You missed a lot of the comments. True word, Basil. Boy, cause flow nah allow me to be great. Oh, slow flow internet. Oh man, I'd love to chat with you. You know what I want? If there's anybody on the stream right now who is of the opinion, that Canada is in a crisis right now and people shouldn't migrate to Canada, I'd really love if you guys just come on just for a couple minutes and share your opinion and let's have some constructive dialogue so people can get things from the both side of the spectrum. I'd really appreciate that. I really, really, really appreciate that. If you guys are, believe that things are tough and people shouldn't, come on, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You don't have to turn on the camera. You can definitely come on and let's just chat. Also, equally, if you guys have a story that you want to share, it might be a migration story. It might be a journey that you guys are on, migrating to Canada. Where did it start? How is it going? You guys can come into the stream as well. There's a link pinned in this chat box. Go all the way up top, and then it should allow you guys to join. And let me see if I can share it again. Hopefully, it don't kick us all off, right? If it does, I apologize. We're trying something new. I apologize in advance if I manage to kick off all of you guys. So far, so good. You guys are still here. Oh, here we go, guys. It only took a little bit of patience. If only I had a little bit more patience. There we go. I was able to share it. You don't have to go all the way up top again. There it is. I just reshared the link. If you guys just click on that link, it take you right in, and then we can have a chat. All right, we're gonna be going live for probably another 15 more minutes or so. Thank you guys all for being here. We have almost 100 persons on the live so far. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. But we only have 42 likes. Please, if you're that person who haven't liked the stream as yet, just give it a like. Let's get to at least 100 likes, guys. If you believe that Canada is not in a crisis, and you believe that your migration dream is alive, and if you're in Canada and Canada changed your life, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Get us to 100 like. And of course, I just share the link again for all the persons who want to have a chat. I'd be happy to chat with you guys a little bit. Just come on into the chat. Okay, then just share the link again. So try to pin in the chat. Yeah. Pin. There we go. I pinned it again. Fantastic. Guys, I'm telling you, technology is not my best friend. If you guys been following us, I think we started YouTube in 2020. Actively taking it serious in 2021. You guys should have known by now that technology is not my best friend. But I've come a far way from where I started, so I'm proud of myself. And I apologize if I missed any comments up top. I've been trying my best to get through all of them, so I do apologize. Dems, say you may do a video re-IT jobs in Grand Prairie, but would just love a quick response here, please, 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 please. There's IT jobs, like for example, let's talk about Alberta in general. There's a specific stream for tech workers, right? It's underneath the Alberta opportunity stream. If you are able to work in the tech stream, if you get a job offer in the tech stream, that can be an immigration pathway because it's an industry that is being encouraged, and a lot more companies are seeking to get persons who is in that particular field. So it depends on what area of the tech field you're in, like programming, networking, for example, that's two different things. Graphic designing, um, engineer, I don't know, but there's definitely job opportunities. And if there's none in Grand Prairie, for example, there's definitely some in Edmonton and definitely some in Calgary, because those are considered to be the technological hub of Alberta, right? No matter which country you're seeking to move to, Canada or otherwise, do your own research and connect with like-minded people. Do not let others deter you. Facts, facts, facts. 100% facts. I support that. Good cause it looked pinned. Man that says, Dems, everywhere is in a crisis, but first world stress and third world stress is two different stress. Two different stresses. That's 100% true. Items, you got the visitor's visa. Sure, bro. Say, Items, you got the visitor visa, but we feel like we're lagging with our plans. Just proper planning, right? 5 P's. Proper preparation, prevent poor performance. Just put in the work, man. It's a data analysis. Oh, that's in high demand. That's in high demand. But here's the thing with some of those jobs. Not all of those jobs has LMIA or rural renewal stream, right? So you might have to look more into the tech stream and probably another stream that might be applicable. Thanks for the response, Dems. Andre Garden says, question, in Yellowknife, are there jobs in LMIA? There's LMIA jobs everywhere in Canada, right? You just have to look. Yellowknife need people like crazy, so I'm assuming that there's quite a few. Can't speak specifically because I haven't done my own research. So what I would say is to just look, do your own research, and even call some employers and find out what it is like to get a job there, right? Guys, I pinned the link and I don't see anybody else coming into the stream. What's happening? The link not working? Click on the link, man. Come in, let's have a conversation. We're gonna be here for another 15 minutes stops, and then we can call it a night. Thank you guys all for supporting the Andersons. I really appreciate you guys, each and every single one of you guys. You guys are not just a number, I promise you. Thank you guys so much for the love, for the support over the years. All the new subscribers, welcome. Really hope that you guys find value here. I really hope that we are able to give you guys real and factual insight of what it is like living in Canada. That is our goal, because when we were coming to Canada, we couldn't find nobody to ask no question. Everyone was like too busy. You know how it is. So we had to do our own research, start from scratch, and things was very tough for us. So that is why we decided to start this platform so that we can create an avenue where persons can, get information. Because that's what it is. A lot of persons come through the gate and they feel like the gate should be closed behind them. And nobody else should be able to get the Canadian or the US or the UK or wherever you choose to go dream. But I am here to say that it's for everybody, not just for someone. If you want it, go and get it. Right? It's very possible. It's very, very possible. Just 4 years ago, well, 4.5 years ago, I was in Jamaica, um, not knowing where to start, not knowing where to begin. It seemed far fetched. It seemed like it wasn't gonna happen. And I'm sitting there in front of all of you lovely people. Many of you guys have a lot more money in your account than what I had. Um, and I'm telling you that it's very possible. It's very possible for you guys to live your Canadian dream. It's very, very possible. It's not for some of us, it's for all of us, right? Just a regular youth out of the garrison. Just a regular youth. Now, no rich auntie, no rich uncle, no no gold spoon, none of that. None of that. Just research, hard work, and dedication. That's what it is. That's what it is. Can try back as the pin. Keisha can try back as the pin is there. Okay. Keisha, they're requesting you back. Keisha, they're requesting you back. They're requesting you back. Because I actually found a way to pin the link to the comment section. Thanks to all the help from all these people, by the way. Big facts, exactly. Guys, I'll tell you, I used to see migrating as something that is far fetched. Far fetched. Your OG video on how to apply for a study visa helped me. Thank you for sharing on this platform. Nikki says, big facts, people don't plan, don't do research, just leave, then come back to tell others don't go after it don't work out for them. That's your bad decision, and I think it's selfish to deter others. Exactly. Exactly. Everybody's journey is different. If it don't work for you, don't mean said no, not gonna work for nobody else. It's not for just you alone, it's for everybody else. Right? If so be the case, make everybody commit their own mistake then. If so be the case. Like for example, I used to hear all the time, boy, you sure you want to go to Canada? Cool. Sorry for all the persons who don't understand patois. Canada really cool and this and that and yeah, but you're there and you're surviving, right? In it. So if you're surviving, then why can't I survive too? Exactly, right? So if they're doing it, you can do it too. Don't make nobody discourage you. Think the skin don't make out of no concrete. I think Canada more accept persons with degree and masters apart from entering by school. No, I disagree. I think the express entry stream is more for persons with masters and degree. I didn't have a degree. I only had a high school certificate, and I came as a student. I did a diploma, and so many persons came in on work programs, LMIA job offers, different pathways, who just have a high school certificate. Like for example, a part of the rural renewal stream, the only qualification you need is a high school certificate. The AAIP, which is the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, AIP, all you need is a high school certificate. So there's many other programs that doesn't require a bachelor's, doesn't require a master's. Just have to find it. Just have to find it. Oh, Keisha is back.
Hmm? No.
Um, Tried going the express entry road, but no luck so far. So trying to visit away now and go up look work and convert to that. Definitely just proper planning, proper planning, proper planning. Yes, LMIA jobs is very, very, very hard to get. It's like looking for a diamond in the mud. Amanda's
Mm.
kitchen says, yeah, but eat a kill with Jamaica and we're not dead. Keisha, welcome back to the stream.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one them. Yeah. So I'm gonna answer the question that Armstrong
Yes.
was asking. Yeah. So for the Northwest Territory, because it is so far and isolated, in addition to your pay, in addition to your pay, you also get a northern living allowance, right? So the further you go in the north, is the more northern living allowance you get on top of your pay. So say for example, you get a job offer and the job offer is 80,000 a year. Your northern living allowance is gonna be in addition to that, right? So where I'm living now, because I'm not really far, like I'm not way out in like Ulu, Tuk and those places. I am getting for my northern living allowance is 21,000 a year on top of my regular yearly income. Right. So what the northern living allowance, what it does, it helps you with the cost of living, right? So it help you with food and it help you with your the cost of housing, because the cost of housing here is not cheap, right? Because it's a not. So it's not cheap and food not cheap neither. But how you can alleviate the cost of food is when you go out to like the Yellowknife, because Yellowknife prices is similar to an Alberta price. Yellowknife prices is also similar to even Nova Scotia. That is when you go and you get your groceries there, and then when you're going back to your community, that's when you take your groceries there. So that's how you kind of alleviate to be buying this whole heap of grocery here where you live, right? So that's all we do to save. So the only thing we really buy here is like fruits, vegetable, bread, milk. That's it. That's all we buy here. But everything else we buy Yellowknife, or when we go to Alberta, we buy the grocery Alberta, and that's how we bring it, right? But the money that help a big deal, like little, because you really, if you think about just that money, it really take care of your living expenses basically, and you still have your salary. When it come on to the taxes, we have the same tax rates in Alberta, so it's not really much different. We But when it comes on to, because every year we do tax returns, right? Jamaican have the tax return thing, but in Canada, you have to file tax returns and you get back money. So in the Northwest Territory, because we kind of pay a good amount in taxes, when a tax return time, you get back a decent tax returns. So say for example, the total amount you pay in taxes is say 25,000 for the year. When you do your tax return, you may get back out of that, sometime even 12,500 of that. You may get back 10,000, you may get back 14,000. It all depends on what you're claiming for, right? And that again, because it's so far, you also get like all travel benefits in your tax returns. So you get 2 trips per year when you're living at the north. So if you go up on one trip and the trip costs $4,000, you get it back in your tax returns, right? So those are the little benefits you get, right? When you work with the government of Northwest Territory, everything about working with the government of Northwest Territory is a big deal. It is huge because them have really good health scheme, right? Them have good pension schemes and all of that. Cause the other day me go on specialist in Edmonton. Everybody has said, but oh yeah, go to the specialist there, wool for money for the specialist there. And when me flick out my Northwest Territory care, them say, oh, it's fully paid. Me want to see me them after that me can fine. Yeah man,
You have
them
to
say
put me
up,
as a dependent, man.
Virgin, me say when them see me care, them say ups fully paid. And me I tell you, say, I don't know plan specialist me go to them, right? So that is what me I say. So we have a really good benefits. And it's just to attract people to come. So it's like them do everything to attract people to come. Some of just rich people just see the vision when me they see when me I come here and just say, what, me now come here for live, me now come here for retire, me just go just come, me just go just put my shoulder to it for 1 2 year or 1 3 year, and me just go head out. You understand? But I'm telling you guys, think about it. Right? Northwest Territory is the place, right? You don't have to come on a isolated community, but even come a Yellowknife. Yellowknife is pretty good. You have your A&Ws, you have your Tim Hortons, you have all of that. They will need it, but that is totally fine. Because me not really spend money on fast food anyway,
Hmm.
right? Because me cook on my yard. So that's basically what it is. Yeah. But
Yeah,
any information you
I
need
think
to,
you answered all of the questions that
yeah,
Mr.
man.
Armstrong had. Um,
Right,
in
right.
terms of accommodations though and housing, is it accessible really? Like I know Fort Smith, I know where you are at in Norman Wells,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yellowknife, just
Mm-hmm.
those communities. Would you say housing is accessible?
I wouldn't say kind of difficult to get housing here, really difficult. So, persons that get full-time job, I always advise them. um, because based on my job, I do hiring as well. So I'm always advise them like as soon as they know so them successful, we give them a list of people where them can reach out to see if them have anything available because we have two apartments here and persons rent rooms in their houses. So I say reach out to them guys, make sure they secure somewhere before they come because if they come and they don't have anywhere, it's gonna be really difficult for them to find somewhere, right? But but it's not easy. I was kind of very blessed because I actually got a place before me to even reach. So me just come and go straight in my one bedroom apartment. So that was great for me. And since I've been here, I've never had problem with housing because things was just always aligned for me. So me not have that problem. But me know people struggle when it comes on to housing. It is a huge problem in the north. But if you plan your thing and you give yourself enough time and you call and make the link them, you should be fine.
And there's no perfect society, right? So I
No,
think a lot of
no,
persons are
no.
probably looking for perfection. There's
Mm,
no perfect society regardless of where you go. There's something that you're
mm-mm.
gonna have to navigate one way or the other. Like in the Northwest
Exactly.
territory, it might be housing. Somewhere else, it might be
Yeah,
something else. So
yeah,
you have to be adaptable, is what it is.
yeah, yeah. And just decide, say, you know what, you're Jamaican and, you know, fly higher, fly low. You will just make things up no matter what, right? But,
Yeah, 'cause if you can survive a job, you can survive anyway.
provide anyway, may I tell
Literally.
you the God truth. Me know you did talk about some people, but when they must say if I Canada, what about US or England? I know somebody that visited England the other day, and when she described what going to England, she said England is in a really, really bad state. Yeah, so I've never been to England. I don't really know much about England, but she did us today. We did have a conversation, and she says, sis, oh my God. She said, England, they must suffer over there. Yeah,
Yeah.
the economy really gone to shreds. People are suffer England. I've been seeing bits and pieces of it on the news, but I'm not really zooming on it too much. But she said, yeah, man, she said England has really changed and things just not look good. So, it's not just Canada, things, the economy bound are everywhere, it's worldwide. You understand? So,
Hmm.
I don't know why people think that just Canada, but it's everywhere people are feeling it, right? But you just have to do what you have to do to just make it through, right?
And that's what
And
it is.
don't
That's
make
how we can do. You just have to put one foot in front of the other
put one
and
foot in
stuff. But
front of
I
you.
think what a lot of persons need to understand is that opportunities are not gonna come to you, right? You have to
No,
go and find those opportunities. And I think a
exactly.
country like Canada, that is what it
Mm-hmm.
gives you. It gives you access
Mm-hmm.
to opportunities. And
And
then it's up
endless.
to you now to go and take one
Mm-hmm.
of those opportunities.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. And I know that Armstrong was saying that him no want to leave, and but a lot of times we make fear cripple with them, or a lot of time we make fear cripple. We have to step out, man. Just step out in faith and trust God for the rest. That's all you have to do. A lot of times we kind of have too much in our head and I try work things out in our physical being, but our physical being now go it now go cut it. We have to just live in the spiritual and make God take care, right? That's basically what it is. Just step out and just make God do the rest. Yeah. Don't make fear
That is
cripple
it.
you. It's
That
doing
is
things.
it.
Yeah,
That is
man.
it.
Yeah,
Keisha,
man.
I know
Step
where you
out.
jump off yet, I want if there's anybody who want to come into the stream and probably have a little conversation with me and Keisha, you guys can feel free. We're gonna be here for probably another 10 more minutes tops. Keisha and I is on the same time zone, so I know what time it is in the Northwest Territory. It's now
Yeah.
8:17.
It's everything.
So if you guys want to come into the stream, probably drop a comment in the chat. If there's any questions you have, I'm in Alberta, Keisha is in the Northwest Territories. If you guys have any questions, if you guys just want to have a chat and be a part of the conversation, feel free. The link is pinned, so you guys can definitely just click on the link, it takes you
Yeah.
in, and then we can have a conversation to just run off tonight's live. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate it for liking the live and for subscribing to the channel. Big thank you to you, Keisha. Big thank you to Armstrong who came on. Laverne who tried to came on, but she's using slow flow, so we
Mhm.
know how that goes. Um, I appreciate all of you guys, right? So if it is that you guys want to finish off by having just a general forum kind of chat, feel free. Click into the link. You don't have to share. You don't have to turn on the camera. You can turn it off, and we can just have a little chat, and then take it from there, right? Um, Facts. Just reading some comments while we give persons time to come on. Manda says, Keisha, you don't have no link in the government sector. Can give me please, cause working with Jamaican government now cut it at all.
I'm hearing through the pipeline that the government of Northwest Territory is thinking of starting recruiting internationally. So they are gonna start opening up like LMAI, LMIA jobs. Um, because the shortage is so chronic in the Northwest Territory. So, I've been hearing that. I'm
Mhm.
really hoping that, something come through by now and next year because, I myself is feeling the crunch of shortage because I need staff so bad. I've been sending out competitions, but I'm just not getting staff. So I myself is in a bind as well where staff is concerned. I really would like to employ my Jamaican people, but at this point, the government of Northwest Territory is just not doing that. So we're just hoping that they go into that direction,
Yeah,
maybe
I think they're
soon
gonna
and
do it
very soon.
inevitably because I think I was reading
Yeah.
something about that too, and I think they're a bit behind the eight ball where that is concerned, but they have to
Mm-hmm.
get with it because all the
They
other
have to do
provinces
it.
are doing it to fill labor
Yes.
shortages. So I think that's the only
Mm-hmm.
option because in truth and in fact,
Mm-hmm.
Canadians are not moving to the Northwest Territory.
No, 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 they're not. They're not. No. So, yep. So, yes, I'm keeping my ear to the ground and just hope that, soon and very soon we hear something come up. A few people, I definitely want this.
Mm-hmm. So Manda says everywhere is into a bad state. That is so true. Sue says, "Oh yes, so true, Keisha. Fear will prevent you from moving or doing anything.
Yeah, anything true.
Fear, man, hell of a thing."
Yeah.
Manda's Kitchen says, "Dems, me would have loved to come on, but my husband not gonna hear me. He's not interested, but me I go pack my bag."
Just go and work on him, man. Just go and work on him. Have a little patience with him. The men are not as quick to root up themselves as the women will. So just have a little patience with him, man. He may get on board eventually.
Oh man, they're painting men in a bad light, but I guess it is what it is. I guess it is what it is. No, I can't even defend them because it's actually true. Men are a lot
Mm,
more hesitant to change. Men are a lot
yes,
more hesitant to take in risk. So that is
yes,
actually true.
that's so true. Yep.
Says if I'm going over to Canada on a visitor visa, they said max stay is 6 months. Does that mean you have to book the ticket for no? You can't book a ticket for 6 months. They're gonna think you're coming to work. You have to book it for a month or a couple of weeks. My
Yeah, yeah,
opinion. Andrea says,
yeah.
Keisha, how do we contact you with the job? When that time comes, definitely the Anderson is the plug. I
Yeah,
got the
man, for real,
connect.
yeah. Yeah, man, for real. As soon as
Keisha,
it
which
blocks,
province
man,
are
they
you
know
in,
it.
please? Northwest Territories.
Territories, yeah, yeah, I'm in a territory, not a province.
Manda's Kitchen says, tell them you have a sister, Keisha. I'm ready to leave the man. Cause him a waste time.
Oh my God, I'm great.
And I him
Take
Canada
time
want
with
we
him.
can drive truck.
Really? Not truck driver? No, man, tell him to come. Tell him, no, 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 no. Tell him send me for come. Tell him send me for run come.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Like truck driving is such an in demand field.
Oh my God, them are wow.
And it's
Yeah, man.
everywhere. It's everywhere in Canada.
Yeah, everywhere in Canada, yeah. Because right now my brother he just finished his truck driving course because it's in so much demand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chosen says real talk at Keisha, they want cock up on a big city to impress people who not even like them on the media in a real life. In terms of them just want to go to the big city to just show like they're living this extravagant life, which is real and truly not even important.
See me so.
Oh, Samantha says Keisha the man stubborn bad. Um, what she said? She want to lick him in her head.
Oh my God,
Mighty
just
God
pray
is
and plot.
stubborn.
Tell us to just pray and fast. Just pray and fast, man. The man. Him come around. Him come around.
So Rose is answering your question again. You're asking which province Keisha is in. She's not in a province, she's in a territory.
Territory. No.
So Canada has provinces and two territories, which is the
Territory.
Northwest Territory and the Yukon. Those are considered territories. They're not in a province per se, but they're a territory, which is technically like a province, but is a territory.
Is that a true then? Northwest Territory, Nunavut and Yukon.
Oh yeah, Nunavut. I always forget
Nunavut.
Nunavut.
Yeah, Nunavut. Yeah.
Nunavut is like the afterthought. It's almost like Prince Edward Islands. No
Yeah,
one
yeah,
remember those
definitely.
places.
The phone, yeah.
My, yeah, so apparently he drives. He's been driving truck for years, but you know what, Manda? That's something that you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to work on. One thing about women, they know how to get their ways. So you guys, I'm sure you'll figure it out
Yeah,
and
man,
find a
we're
way to
working on
to convert him and get him on the Canadian dream.
it. Yeah,
So we are
man.
now literally like 7 minutes to closing off this live. Um,
Hmm.
so I don't see anybody else coming onto the stream. So let me just go and reason them no Keisha, 'cause like everybody's shy tonight,
Yeah.
right? So as we were saying earlier, when you came on first, that neither of us have met somebody who has regretted the move. Um, I've come into Canada. Not to say that it has been an easy journey because the beginning
Hmm.
is always rough. But how do you
Hmm.
suggest that people navigate that initial transition period?
All right. So the initial transition period, you have to align yourself with supportive people because a lot of time that is what gonna make the difference between you make or break, right? So if you have somebody very really supportive, we can help you in that transition. I'm not talking about maybe monetarily, it can be just somebody where from time to time you can call and then talk and then you can navigate things through. It will help a lot, right? The initial part as well, um, it um all right. So I know a lot of person initially what them struggle with most is the weather, right? A lot of persons that is them struggle. Some people them get depressed and stuff like that because the winter everybody knows them are it can be really rough, it dark and it cold, right? So during that time again, just keep connection with people with positive, somebody who can always lift you up when you're down. Just surround yourself with just straight positivity during those periods. You understand? You can to their own people where you're not gonna make the situation worse. If you're here by yourself, make sure you're keeping the connection with your people back home as well. Right. So although they're not in your physical presence, at least you and them still have a bit of connection. So that connection also keeps you going, right? And you're gonna come and you're gonna get a little group here in Canada. Again, you harness yourself around positive, good people. We can help uplift you and take it to another level, right? But yeah,
That's
that's
it.
basically my
That's it.
advice.
And
Yeah.
you know what? That is some very very solid points. Especially
Mhm.
what I would like to add to that is networking. Networking is very
Mhm.
important.
Mhm.
Especially in Canada when you're new, it's very important to get involved in the community and know people because that can
Mhm.
actually propel you very very far.
Mhm.
Don't just rely on your circle. A lot of persons, like for example Jamaicans, come and they just link with other Jamaicans,
You just click with
or
Jamaicans.
an
Yeah.
Indian come and link with other Indians. No,
Mm.
get involved in a community and get to know other cultures and really network on a serious
Mm.
basis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, if you can get involved in also like church groups and stuff like that, volunteering, yeah, that it helps. It helps, yeah.
Definitely. Anyways,
Mm.
Keisha, thank you so much again for coming on a second time. And also thanks to everybody who's participated in tonight's live, dropping a comment, keep the chat going. Really appreciate it, guys. Really hope that this video kind of shed some light on what it is actually like living in Canada. Don't listen to the
Mhm.
naysayers. They're not going anywhere. They
Mhm.
don't want anyone else to come,
Mhm.
but they're not leaving. Choose where you
Mhm.
go very wisely. We can't say
Yes.
that enough.
Yeah.
Every province, it's like its own little country, with its own
Mm-hmm.
little parishes or
Mm-hmm.
cities. Everything is different. Look, do your
Mm-hmm.
research. Nothing beats your own research.
Yeah.
Go in depth. Don't try to
Mm-hmm.
take a shortcut. Don't listen to somebody else's experience only. Do your own research. All right. Again,
Mm-hmm.
Canada is a beautiful country. I'm a Jamaican
Mm-hmm.
who migrated here. Keisha is a Jamaican who migrated here. And if we speak to many, many other Jamaicans, they'll tell you the same thing. Don't give up on your
Mm-hmm.
Canadian dream. Canada changed my life. Canada
Mm-hmm.
changed Keisha's life. And what we have
Mm-hmm.
managed to accomplish in Canada, I don't think we'd
Mm-hmm.
be able to accomplish it in Jamaica still.
No way.
So
Mm-mm.
keep that in mind. And I'm going to let Keisha, seeing that she came on twice, give you guys a final word before we clock out.
So my word, guys, is to just, if you're there now and you're still in doubt, still afraid, don't know what to do, just make the move. Just make the move, just step out and just step out in faith and know say God will deal with the rest. That's how me live my life. I live my life a lot of faith and and trust that God will always take me through no matter what. Right? So just don't make fear cripple you in a situation where you're at a place. It's not like you're at a place where gonna get better. You're at a place where actually is gonna either stay stagnant or you're gonna get worse, and you don't want to move on to something that can take it to another level. That in and of itself is just fear, just crippling you into one place. So don't allow it. Don't allow it. Shut out the noise. Shut out negativity. Think positive. Move forward. Step out in faith. God will take care of the rest.
That's it. That's all. Guys, smash a like if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And most importantly, guys, just some reminders. Click on the calendar link if you want to chat with me on a one-on-one basis. I'll share my experience with you guys coming to Canada, going through my immigration journey. How can it be beneficial to you? Book a one-on-one and we can definitely talk about it. If you want to become a member, click on the join button. Really, 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 really appreciate it. And plus, we have exclusive content for our members. We have so many different content that we do on the members tab that we don't do on the regular channel. How to get the funds that, how did we get the funds to study in Canada? We brought that down. Best city to study in Canada, we brought that down on the members tab. We have different membership tier. Click on the join button. And if you're in Jamaica, you might not see the join button. But what you have to do is to download a VPN, change your location, see the join button, then become a member. That's what I was told. And then, yeah, you can be a part of the conversation. Again, big up Keisha, big up to everyone, and we are signing
Mhm.
off right now. Have a good night,
All right.
guys.
Yeah, good night.